The International Court of Justice in The Hague has ruled in favor of India, asking Pakistan to stay the hanging of Kulbhushan Jadhav, the Indian national that Pakistan accuses of spying. Two questions. India going to ICJ is a very unusual move. Is it a desperate measure and some sort of a stopgap arrangement, Reza?
Well, there have been some reports, Vinod, that there was possibly a move by Pakistan to carry out the execution of Kulbhushan Jadhav, and this possibly was the trigger for this sudden move to approach the ICJ. You must have seen in the news reports that have come out that this is only the second time that India has approached ICJ since 1971, and it does seem to be a very sudden decision taken possibly to avert any move by Pakistan to execute Kulbhushan Jadhav. Obviously now the matter will come up again for hearing, and maybe this is a temporary reprieve for Kulbhushan Jadhav.
Yeah, you were right in pointing out that there is a sort of a fear for the life of Jadhav because of the fact that India asked 16 times for consular access, which is basically Indian diplomats going to see proof of life of Jadhav, whether the person is alive or not. It was denied, and that's why India went to the ICJ.
Well, there is a very serious question about what is the status of Jadhav. Since he was arrested in March last year, India has, as you pointed out, asked for consular access 16 times. Pakistan has consistently denied it, saying that he was accused of a very serious crime. He was being tried by a military court, and therefore consular access was not possible. But that raises questions about the entire trial. The Harish Salve, the senior lawyer who is representing India at the ICJ, has said that the charges against Kulbhushan Jadhav were manufactured, and the entire trial by a military court in Pakistan was a sham. So also India has repeatedly been saying, let us see the charge sheet, let us see what condition Jadhav is in, and there are no answers to these questions.
So the court is going to hear it on 15th of May, and one thing that comes interesting thing is, who is going to represent Pakistan? The trial was done by a secret military court, of which the proceedings we are not aware of. So who's going to represent, you think, Pakistan?
Well, Pakistan, the government has no dearth of very senior lawyers who are like Harish Salve, well qualified to take up the country's stand at this forum. And there are reports that Pakistan is going to mount a very strong defense of its position. It is going to point out how that the charges against Kulbhushan Jadhav, there is evidence to substantiate it. So there will be, I'm sure, a pretty interesting hearing on May 15th when this matter comes up. There will be lawyers from both sides who will take up this issue at The Hague, and then we will see what is the fate of Kulbhushan Jadhav after that.
The very fact that India went to ICJ, which is a body set up by the United Nations, has raised some eyebrows because of the fact that in the past India has questioned its jurisdiction on a couple of cases. There were only 3 cases in the past, and in one India has actually questioned the jurisdiction of the court, which the court actually agreed that it didn't have any jurisdiction.
Yeah, you're talking about 1999 when a Pakistani Navy aircraft was shot down, and Pakistan went to ICJ, and India basically said that as Commonwealth states, ICJ had no jurisdiction, and ICJ ruled in its favor. You're also right that some of the critics of this Indian move are saying this has opened the door for now Pakistan to possibly approach ICJ on other matters.
Yeah, like Kashmir. It's a Pandora's box.
Absolutely. Some people are saying this has opened the Pandora's box, but the Indian government officials are saying that it was ICJ was approached with a very, very specific purpose. It was only approached because the Vienna Conventions on Consular Relations were violated in the case of Kulbhushan Jadhav, and it was a very carefully considered decision. So they are giving the impression that this will be limited only to Jadhav's case, and there will be nothing further than that.
That was a quick take on India approaching the International Court of Justice in The Hague, which ruled in favor of India not to hang for the time being the Indian national Kulbhushan Jadhav, who Pakistan accuses of spying. Thanks for watching.